we're going to start on the neck, and we're going to go through what's involved building the neck from scratch. All necks, the headstock is slanted back. Now, in the old days, and on some guitars these days, the neck may have been carved out of a solid block of wood. So this angle was actually carved out of a piece of wood that was yay thick. But I'm also going to be looking at this line that I've drawn on the side. The idea is that I can keep this saw straight. So as I make my cut, I'm looking at two lines, not just one. The reason I made this fixture is we've got to glue these pieces together and make a very nice joint. But at the same time, I can't just clamp the joint where I'm going to glue it because it's on an angle, and if I did, because there's glue on it, it's just going to squeeze out and come out of place. Where we left off, we had the headstock veneer was clamped. We had just glued it. We had glued our 2 blocks. Now we've got 3 blocks. And I then took the pattern, placed it on the uncut blocks, aligned the mark with our 12th fret mark on the back side, traced out our pattern, and then I brought this to the bandsaw and I cut it out. The trick would be to get something like maybe 1.25 inches, 1.5 inches, or even a 2-inch diameter dowel. You need something about 1 foot long. Take sticky 100 grit sandpaper, and there's your tool. Get right in here. Had our mark for the 12th fret, which is also going to coincide with the slots that we're going to cut on the side of the Spanish heel for the sides. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to review each step and how we got to this point. As you can see, we're starting to look like an official guitar neck. I've taken the neck and I've fastened it to the bench with 2 clamps. I don't want it to move around. And I also want it to be very low because I need to be able to apply force to the chisel in order to cut this out. And as you can see, our one side that we've been working on is starting to take shape, especially when we compare it to the one that's all finished. And what I've been doing is I've been taking our chisel, and little by little, I've been taking mouse bites, being very careful. I've been taking mouse bites out of it, trying to be aware of the center line. And as you can see, I've sanded some of that center line away. And then I've taken my sandpaper and smoothed it down. The heel, neck profile, and parts of the headstock are slowly brought into their final shape with the use of hand tools. Using curved gouges, chisels, rasps, sandpaper, and a scraper, the outline of the heel slowly evolves. Small, careful mouse bites make it easier to control the overall process. All of the pattern outlines and center lines play a big role in making the final shape look authentic. Once you sand them off, pencil them right back in.